Hello students. The next topic from the chapter of pelvis is the blood vessels of the true pelvis. What are the vessels surrounding the true pelvis and which artery it supplies which organ? Okay. So the blood vessels of the true pelvis includes arteries and the veins. Okay. This constitute the unpaired median sacral artery. Okay. It includes the unpaired median sacral artery, the unpaired superior rectal artery, and the paired internal iliac arteries, their branches and the corresponding veins. So what are the blood vessels supplying the true pelvis? It is unpaired median sacral artery. This is the first one. Second, unpaired superior rectal artery, unpaired. Okay, it is only one sided, unpaired. Paired on both the sides, that is paired internal iliac arteries and their branches and the corresponding veins. Okay, if you remember my video on the abdominal aorta, I have talked about this median sacral artery, paired internal iliac artery in detail. So if you see, these are the abdominal aorta branches. Okay, it is from the ventral, that is anterior aspect, from the lateral aspect, from the dorsal, that is posterior aspect, and the terminal branches. So if you remember, from the ventral it was unpaired celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery. This you have to by heart. Then from the lateral aspect it is paired renal arteries, right and left, gonadal arteries, that is the supplying the testicular artery or the ovarian artery, supplying the ovaries. Inferior phrenic artery, that is also paired, and the middle suprarenal artery. So these were the paired lateral branches of the abdominal aorta. Next is the from the posterior aspect of the abdominal aorta were the paired and unpaired. Paired were the lumbar arteries, if you remember, for first, second, third, fourth lumbar arteries, and unpaired was median sacral artery. So right now I mentioned this in the introduction of the blood vessels of true pelvis, the median sacral artery. So median sacral artery is an unpaired, okay, median sacral artery is an unpaired dorsal branch of the abdominal aorta, AA, abdominal aorta. So it's an unpaired dorsal branch of the abdominal aorta. It is only single, unpaired. And the next we talk about the unpaired superior rectal artery, that we will see, and the paired internal iliac arteries. So if we go to the terminal branches of the abdominal aorta, there is no unpaired branch, but there is paired branch, that is the common iliac artery, right and left. And this right and left common iliac arteries further divides into right internal iliac and right external iliac, left internal iliac and left external iliac. So common iliac arteries, if you see, here is the paired, then internal iliac. It further divides into internal iliac. The common iliac artery, which is the terminal branch of the abdominal aorta, it further divides into paired internal iliac. Yes? So these are the arteries which we are going to study in detail. Now we'll go the arteries of the true pelvis. What are the arteries of the true pelvis? The major arteries present are common iliac, external iliac and internal iliac arteries. So you all know what is common iliac artery, from where it arises. It is a terminal paired. Terminal means the last. The terminal paired branch of the abdominal aorta. So this is the paired common iliac arteries. It divides into the internal and external. It is paired, internal and external. Okay. So common iliac arteries, then internal iliac, external iliac, internal iliac, external iliac, right and left. Okay. So this is the major arteries are common iliac, external and internal. Near its lower end, the external iliac artery gives off the inferior epigastric artery. So at the lower end of this external iliac artery. So at the lower end of the external iliac artery, it gives off inferior epigastric artery. So if you divide here the abdominal aorta, okay, this is abdominal aorta, it is divided into the terminal branch is common iliac arteries, CIA, common iliac arteries, okay. This is the terminal branch which is paired. This terminal branch further divides into, if this is the right, this is the left, okay. This terminal branch further divides into right external iliac and right internal iliac, okay. This is left external iliac and left internal iliac, okay. So this way it is divided. Abdominal aorta divides, the terminal branches are left common iliac artery, right common iliac artery. This further divides into right external iliac, right internal iliac, left external iliac, left internal iliac. Clear? Okay. Now if we see here, near its lower end, the external iliac artery gives off the inferior epigastric artery, okay. So this external iliac artery, okay, external iliac artery on both sides give rise to inferior epigastric artery on its lower end, okay. This artery passes forward and hooks around the ductus deferens to enter the anterior abdominal wall. Now this external iliac artery, it gives branch as inferior epigastric artery, and this inferior epigastric artery, it winds around the ductus deferens in the pelvis. You know what is ductus deferens? It's a part of male reproductive organ. So it will wind or hook around the ductus deferens, and then it will ascend upward. To enter into the anterior abdominal wall. Okay, so if you see this diagram here, okay, so this is the ductus deferens. This is the common iliac. It divides into internal iliac and external iliac. Okay, the common iliac divides into internal iliac and external iliac. Now this the external iliac, near its end, it gives rise to inferior epigastric artery, which will wind over the ductus deferens, and it will go above and ascend into the anterior abdominal wall. This we are talking about the pelvic area. So from the end of the external iliac artery, okay, there arises inferior epigastric artery, which winds around the ductus deferens, which is a part of the male reproductive organ. It winds around the ductus deferens. It will ascend upwards and it will reach the anterior abdominal wall. Inferior epigastric artery. Okay. Now, this artery will pass upward, hooks around the ductus deferens to enter the anterior abdominal wall. All the other arteries seen are the branches of the internal iliac artery. So the main lower branch of the external iliac is the inferior epigastric artery, and the other arteries which are present in the true pelvis are the branches of the internal iliac artery. So the main artery which is supplying the pelvis is the branches of the internal iliac artery. So they are the branches of the internal iliac artery. Now internal iliac artery will divide into anterior and posterior branch. The internal iliac artery will divide into anterior and posterior branch or trunk. Okay. So if we take the common iliac artery divides into external and internal iliac artery. The external iliac artery will give one terminal branch, which is the inferior epigastric artery, and it will wind, okay, it will wind in the ductus deferens. Yes, it will wind around the ductus deferens and it will enter the anterior abdominal wall. It will enter the anterior abdominal wall. Okay, so if you see here, this is one diagram. You know, I have shown you in the abdominal aorta. This is the right and left common iliac arteries, which are the terminal branches of the abdominal aorta. Okay, so this is abdominal aorta. It terminates into right and left common iliac arteries. Okay, if you see here, this diagram also showing terminal branch, right and left common iliac arteries. So this is the bifurcation. And you can see here, this is the median sacral artery, which is unpaired. These are all supplying the pelvic area. Clear? Now we'll proceed further to the internal iliac artery. The internal iliac artery, it divides into anterior and posterior trunk. So if we see here, the internal iliac artery, okay, if you see, the common iliac artery is dividing into internal and external iliac artery. The internal iliac artery, okay, the internal iliac artery, it is giving off two trunks, the anterior trunk and the posterior trunk. You can see here the anterior trunk and the posterior trunk. So common iliac artery divides into external iliac artery and internal iliac artery. Okay, internal iliac artery, it further divides into two trunks, anterior and posterior, and the external iliac artery, near it ends, okay, it will give inferior epigastric artery, which hooks around ductus deferens, and it will go above the anterior abdominal wall. Okay, so these are the trunks of the internal iliac artery, the anterior trunk and the posterior trunk. Okay, now some branches arising from the anterior trunk are seen running downwards and forward. So there are certain branches which arises from the anterior trunk, and there are some branches which will arise from the posterior trunk. So we'll see now which are the branches which are arising from the anterior trunk of the internal iliac artery. So if you see the internal iliac artery, okay, if you see on one side, this internal iliac artery is further divided into anterior trunk and posterior trunk. Okay, so this internal iliac artery is further divided. This is right and left common iliac arteries. These are paired. Okay, these are paired. It will divide into left external, left internal, right external, right internal. The external iliac arteries will give rise to inferior epigastric. The internal iliac will further divide into anterior trunk and the posterior trunk. Yes. Now we see the branches of the anterior trunk. The highest of this, that is the superior vesical artery to the urinary bladder. So some branches arising from the anterior trunk are seen running downwards and forwards. So the branches which are arising from the anterior trunk of the internal iliac artery, it will run downwards and forwards. The highest of this is superior vesical artery, which is to the urinary bladder. Vesical means bladder. So one of the branch is the superior vesical artery. It becomes continuous with the fibrous cord that represents the obliterated umbilical artery. Now in placental circulation, in the fetal circulation, if you know umbilical cord, the umbilical cord has two umbilical arteries and one umbilical vein. That is the normal thing. So when you cut the umbilical cord, okay, during the labor, so this umbilical artery is obliterated, okay, it is cut and it becomes continuous with a fibrous cord that represents the obliterated umbilical artery. So superior vesical artery, it continues as a fibrous cord which is represented as obliterated umbilical artery. Okay, so superior vesical artery is the representation of the obliterated umbilical artery during fetal life. So obliterated umbilical artery, it is the superior vesical artery is a representation of the obliterated umbilical artery. The obturator artery. So if you see here, the superior vesical artery from the anterior trunk. Okay. So it's an obliterated umbilical artery. So if you see, this is the anterior trunk. Okay. This is the anterior trunk. So from the anterior trunk, one artery arises. This is the superior vesical artery. This is an obliterated umbilical artery. Okay. So this is the inferior vesical artery. Okay. From the anterior trunk, one is the superior vesical artery. You can see here, this is the superior vesical artery. So this is arising from the anterior trunk. So this is your anterior trunk. This is the anterior trunk of the internal iliac. One artery arises, which is the superior vesical artery. Okay. And it represents the obliterated umbilical artery. It represents the obliterated umbilical artery. So this is your superior vesical artery, which is one of the branch of the anterior trunk of the internal iliac artery. Okay, so superior vesical artery. The obturator artery runs over the obturator internus to reach the obturator canal. So one of the other branch of the anterior trunk is the obturator artery. Okay, this is from the anterior trunk. If you see this diagram, this is common iliac artery. Okay, this is common iliac artery. Okay, this common iliac artery. This is the internal iliac artery. You can see here, this is the internal iliac artery. This is the common iliac artery. This is the external iliac artery. And this is the internal iliac artery. So external, internal, it forms common iliac. Correct? And this common iliac is branch of abdominal aorta, paired branch. So external iliac artery, this is internal iliac artery. So from the anterior trunk, so this is the anterior trunk. Okay, so this is the anterior trunk. So you can see here one artery arises, which is the obturator artery. Okay, which supplies the obturator canal and the obturator internus muscle. So common iliac dividing into external and internal iliac. Internal iliac is further divided into two trunks, anterior and posterior. From the anterior trunk, we talked about one artery, that is the superior vesical artery. This is superior vesical artery, which represents the obliterated umbilical artery. And from the anterior trunk, okay, from the anterior trunk of the internal iliac artery, from the anterior trunk, one more artery, it descends and it reaches the obturator canal and supplies the obturator internus muscle. This is the obturator artery from the anterior trunk. Yes. Now we proceed further to the next artery. Now the third artery seen here is the inferior vesical artery. Okay, the third artery is the inferior vesical artery. We saw superior vesical artery, we saw obturator artery, and the third artery is the inferior vesical artery from the anterior trunk. So you can see from the anterior trunk we have, this is the anterior trunk, so we have superior vesical artery. Okay, this is the superior vesical artery from the anterior trunk of the internal iliac artery. So anterior trunk we have superior vesical artery, which is the obliterated umbilical artery. From the anterior trunk we have inferior vesical artery. So superior vesical artery from the anterior trunk, inferior vesical artery from the anterior trunk, and we have the obturator artery from the anterior trunk. Okay. Now this continuing further, the anterior trunk of the artery gives off the middle rectal artery and the internal pudendal artery, and itself continues as inferior gluteal artery. So the anterior trunk, it also gives off middle rectal artery and internal pudendal artery. So anterior trunk will also give off, if you see the anterior trunk, it will, this is the anterior trunk, it will give off the middle rectal artery. Middle rectal artery, it will also give off the inferior gluteal artery. Okay, so the anterior trunk, middle rectal artery, and the internal pudendal artery. Okay, so it is middle rectal artery. The anterior trunk is giving middle rectal artery and the internal pudendal artery. So anterior trunk you have middle rectal artery. You have from the anterior trunk internal pudendal artery, and then the anterior trunk continues as inferior gluteal artery. So what we have studied till now, common iliac arteries, it is divided into right and left, external and internal iliac. Okay. The external iliac artery near its end, it gives us one inferior epigastric artery which hooks around the ductus deferens and it goes and it reaches the anterior abdominal wall. The internal iliac artery is further divided into anterior and posterior trunk. Now from the anterior trunk, the artery which arises are, this is the anterior trunk. The first artery we saw was the superior vesical artery, which is an obliterated umbilical artery which represents the obliterated umbilical artery. The next artery we saw was the, from the anterior trunk, was the obturator artery, okay, which is supplying the obturator internus and the obturator canal. The next artery we saw was inferior vesical artery from the anterior trunk, that is the inferior vesical artery. The next artery we saw was the, this is the posterior trunk. So the next artery we saw was the internal pudendal artery in the pudendal canal. This is the internal pudendal artery. The next artery we saw from the anterior trunk was the middle rectal artery, okay, from the middle rectal artery. And the next artery, that is the anterior trunk, it continues down as the inferior gluteal artery. Okay. So this was the arteries which was arising from the anterior trunk, which I talked: superior vesical artery, inferior vesical artery, middle rectal artery, okay, middle rectal artery, obturator artery, uterine artery and vaginal artery, okay. These are the part of the gluteal arteries and the pudendal arteries which I talked about later on, okay. So arising from the anterior trunk. Okay. Near its end, the posterior trunk of the internal iliac gives off iliolumbar artery. Some branches of this artery are seen running forwards over the iliacus muscle. So the posterior trunk, okay, this was the anterior trunk. The posterior trunk, okay, from the posterior trunk you have the iliolumbar arteries near its end. From the posterior trunk you have the iliolumbar arteries, okay. Lower down the posterior trunk gives off the lateral sacral artery, then continues as superior gluteal artery. So lower down it gives as lateral sacral arteries. You can see it gives posterior trunk, it gives iliolumbar artery, then posterior trunk it gives lateral sacral arteries, and then it continues as superior gluteal artery. So anterior trunk continues down as inferior gluteal artery and the posterior trunk continues as the superior gluteal artery. In female pelvis, the inferior vesical artery is replaced by the vaginal artery. An additional branch is uterine artery supplying the uterus. So in females, the inferior vesical artery, okay, so I talk to you right now, na? The inferior vesical artery is replaced as the vaginal artery in females. So here I talk to you, here the inferior vesical artery, okay, the inferior vesical artery in females is replaced as vaginal artery in females, and also there is an additional branch which is the uterine artery, okay, vaginal, okay. So this was about the introductory part of the arteries of the pelvis. Just listen. The major arteries are common iliac and external iliac, internal iliac. Near the end of external iliac, it gives inferior epigastric artery which winds around ductus deferens and it ascends into the anterior abdominal wall. The internal iliac artery, if you see this diagram, the internal iliac artery divides into anterior trunk and the posterior trunk, okay. First artery from the anterior trunk is the superior vesical artery, which is an obliterated umbilical artery. The next artery was from the anterior trunk was the obturator artery, which supplies the obturator internus muscle and the obturator canal. The next artery from the anterior trunk was the inferior vesical artery, In females, this inferior vesical artery is replaced as the vaginal artery, and there is one additional artery which is the uterine artery. So this is from the anterior trunk. Okay, from the anterior trunk, also from the anterior trunk, we have the middle rectal artery, okay, and the internal pudendal artery. So that is from the anterior trunk we have the middle rectal artery, okay, from the middle rectal artery from the anterior trunk, and also the internal pudendal artery from the anterior trunk. Clear? And itself continues as inferior gluteal artery. So this anterior trunk, it continues as the inferior gluteal artery. Okay, so it provides superior vesical artery, inferior vesical artery, okay, the obturator artery, the middle rectal artery, okay, the internal pudendal artery, and it continues as the inferior gluteal artery. This was about the anterior trunk. Now the posterior trunk, it gives posterior, that is, it gives us iliolumbar artery. Okay, so it gives us iliolumbar artery, that also I talked about. It gives off iliolumbar artery, which is about the posterior trunk. Okay, it also gives off lateral sacral arteries. Okay, and then it continues as superior gluteal artery. So this is the posterior trunk. It gives off iliolumbar artery, it gives off lateral sacral arteries, okay, and then it continues as superior gluteal artery. So anterior trunk continues as inferior gluteal artery, and posterior trunk continues as superior gluteal artery. Okay, and in female, the inferior vesical artery is replaced by the vaginal artery, and there is one additional artery which is known as uterine artery. Okay, we'll continue this arteries of the pelvis in my next video. Thank you, students.